Personal development, boys. It's all about personal development. If you're not working on yourself, and matter of fact, scratch that. If you're not doing any work, you're not building yourself. Everything comes from personal development. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care who you are right now. The person that you want to be, the life that you want to live, is all due to your personal development. Let me give you an example right now. Now, I've been working out. It's been over a year now. I've been working out straight over a year. I've been sober over a year since February of last year, which is February 2022. Now, we're in 2023. I've been working out straight for over a year, sober for over a year. I mean, we're talking working out every single day for at least the first 6 months. And then I moved into a different program. And now I'm working out 6 days a week and I'm taking 1 day off. But in that process, it's who I became in that process of always waking up early, of always hitting that workout, no matter how I felt. You think I wanted to get up early every single morning? I mean, it first started off at 6 a.m. Then it moved to 5 a.m., 4:30, 4. And then it just still wasn't enough time to get through my day and get everything done that I wanted to do in that day. So then I even moved it even further. I had a mentor that was getting up at 2:45. And I was like, okay, I'll do the 2:45 thing. I know Mark Wahlberg was doing that for a little while. It was like the 3:30 club or the 3 a.m. club. And now, I'm starting to do that too. I mean, I've been doing it for a while. But it's who I became. It's forcing myself out of bed, forcing myself to get up, putting myself through that adversity, that hard time, and building myself up. And what it does is it builds you up mentally. And this is where the personal development happens. It's not in working out. It's not in your body. It's not in anything like that. It's all up here. Who do you become in that process? Are you a quitter? Are you a quitter? Have you been a quitter all your life? I was a quitter all my life. I literally would start something and I wouldn't get further than, I'd say 6 months was probably the most I ever did in anything. I think I did a 6 month workout plan. And then once I was done with that plan, I kind of just faded off. Everything dropped down and I stopped going to the gym. I stopped working out and I quit. I've taken steps towards business ventures, investing in real estate, in school. I went and finished school and I don't do anything that's related to what I went to school for. I don't have any real estate. I rent this place. This is my apartment. It's a 2-bedroom that I have for me and my daughter. And I've been a quitter almost all my life. And it wasn't until last year that I said, okay, I'm not getting anything that I want. Because I was in a deep hole. I was drinking every single day. Wasn't smoking weed that much, but I was definitely drinking every day. Showing my daughter that I was drinking every day, which was terrible. I'm just totally embarrassed and ashamed about that. Because your kids are going to emulate you, and my kid's going to emulate me, believe me. And she does now. And I just didn't want her to see that. I was like, you know what? That was she doesn't even know she's my biggest lifesaver. My daughter is my biggest lifesaver. And I wish that I didn't need her to pull myself out of the hole that I was in. And I wish I worked on my own personal development when I was younger, because there were so many things that I wanted to do. I had so many dreams that I wanted to accomplish. And I was so hyped up for those dreams, and I would start working out for them. I would start working towards them, and I would put in so much effort to get them, to go after them. And like I said, it was always I'd go up, and it was that 3 month to 6 month place, and I'd start to level out, and then it was just this downhill pattern, up, and downhill. Here we go again. It just comes in waves. I go up, and then downhill. Oh. Okay, well, that didn't work. I always came up with an excuse, right? I always had an excuse why something didn't work. Oh, the real estate wouldn't work because the plan I had doesn't. I can't do the plan I wanted to do because I moved. So where I was living before was really cheap real estate. I could have bought the real estate very, very cheap. And then where I moved, they didn't have cheap real estate. And then I missed my opportunity. I missed my window, right? So there's an excuse. I went to school and I got a job right away. That's actually why I moved. And I was doing that job. And then the job, didn't really work out as far as the income I was making compared to my cost of living, because I moved to a big city. I moved to Boston. I'm still living in the metro area of Boston right now. But that job wasn't paying me enough, and I couldn't live the life that I wanted. So I was like, I just quit on that as well. I dropped out of that job, quit that job, went into carpentry. Other business ventures that I started in network marketing. I started doing that and going forward with that, and then I quit that. There's so many things that I quit on. So many times I started working out and I just quit on that. So this is what I'm saying. If you're a quitter, It's because your personal development is lacking. You don't have it up here. There's something wrong. You self-sabotage, and you need to get that right. You need to get your head right. Now, something I did as I was working out, when I was working out, like I developed myself, and I didn't even realize that I was developing myself until I had my mentor. And this is really what I want to share with you, because I was going through the same thing that I always did. Whenever I started a new project, a new thing, I was gung-ho, I was going after it, I was going hard, but inevitably, I was always going to fall off, right? Like I was always worried about it because I knew that I was going to fall off, like I always have time and time again throughout my life. I'm 44 years old, and I've been through this so many times. Like every girl I've ever been with, I gave up on, always had an excuse, always gave up on them. Man, I can not even tell you how many times. I think like I literally just made up an excuse just to self-sabotage all the time. And again, it was because of my personal development. And it was from those early morning wake-ups, those early workouts, those hitting it every day, even when I didn't want to. I just went, I said, no, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, and I went through it. And it was a time where I was like, I was almost coming at it with a negative mindset. It was almost like a negative mindset. I was going after the goals because I was like, oh, you're just not going to, you're not going to be a bitch, you're not going to be this, like, don't give up, blah, blah, blah. But I knew I was going to give up, right? And then I got a mentor, and he talked to me, and he taught me something about how to shift your mindset and how to shift your self-talk and how to insert positive self-talk while you're working out, right? So while you're working out, you get into a positive state of mind. When you're working out hard and you're really pushing yourself, some of you know this and you understand it, but some of you will push yourself as you're working out. When you're pushing yourself, you just, the blood's pumping, your energy's up, your frequency is up. You're just like in this positive mindset. And it's at those moments where it's what you're talking to yourself, how you're talking to yourself, what matters the most. And this is where the personal development comes into place. So yes, you have to get up and do the motions, and you have to put yourself through adversity, get up early, put yourself through adversity, and you're hitting those workouts. And while you're doing those workouts, you're kind of like your self-talk, like what you're saying to yourself. Are you saying like, oh, I'm not going to quit? Or are you saying like, this is making me stronger. I'm going to kill it. I'm going to be crushing it. This is making me so much stronger. This is building mental fortitude for me in my future endeavors. And it takes a while to get this going, but as you practice this, it does become part of your life. And I sit here over a year sober of working out every day, and I can honestly tell you this. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I needed to hear this I needed to hear this 20 years ago. I needed to hear this so long ago when I was 18 years old and I joined the military and I joined the Marine Corps. And when I joined the Marine Corps, I got put in a leadership position because I was just going hard at what they were telling me to do. I was a good listener. I was like, I knew what to do, and I was always on point. I was always good at physical fitness because I worked at it. I didn't drink a lot when I was first in the military, and I just worked out a lot. Like that's what it was, and I did what I was supposed to do. Oh, and I pressed out my uniform every single day. And then one day they came and they made me a squad leader. But fuck, I didn't know how to be a squad leader. I didn't have the personal development. I didn't have the mindset to be a leader. I mean, I wanted to. I was just scared as shit. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was scared. And the reason I say this is because I quit on that too. And I could have been better. Like, I could have been better all my life, but I always backed away from those moments. And I didn't know how to build myself up. And I needed to build myself up because I didn't have that father figure. I didn't have that person in my life that knew. My father didn't know how to build himself up. My father didn't know how to build his self-confidence, his personal development. So he couldn't teach me because he didn't know how. Same thing with my mom. They didn't know. They just didn't know. And with that being said, it's like I grew up not knowing either. So I put all these times in my life, I've always wanted more. I've always wanted to be more, but I never got there. And it was all due to personal development. Now, as you look behind me, if I stand out of the way, let me grab the mic here. I mean, I just realized it right when I was starting to make this video, but this is like my personal development wall, right? Because I got my vision. There's my vision book right here. I got other books that I read to study and learn. Some journals right there. Some other work that I'm doing. That's a newsletter from one of my marketing mentors. You look right here, and these are all books that I've read that have helped with my mindset, my personal development. Actually, there's my current journal and current. Sorry, it's like hard to do. Current journal and current book that I'm reading. Here's another. I'm trying to do this backwards. Here's another piece of marketing content from a coach that I consume. That right there is my belt for weighted dips, weighted pull-ups. There's my bench. I mean, if you look down there, there's all my weights and dumbbells that I use on a regular basis. And then we got my roller. My roller for my rolling out my muscles and whatnot, and which I don't really use anymore. It's crazy. But I should get on that, roll up my back and stuff. But then I got my yoga mats over there that I use, that me and my daughter use. That's like my personal development wall. It's right here in my office. Life's not lucrative right now, and one day I know that this background will change because I'm using that personal development. I'm developing myself every day. Just like my physique it's developed. I can tell you right now, there is no way, I can't even believe what I see now after a year of working out. And maybe I could have got it sooner, but I didn't know. I learned a lot in the past 3 months when I got my coach. I got a coach for fitness and mindset to really help push me, and I've had massive results. But I can't even believe the results that I had. I mean, I already built the foundation, so when I got my coach, we just took it up to that next level. But if it wasn't for the personal development or the time that I put in on myself first, I never would have got here. But the results are here now after all this work, and so now I see it, right? After all those years that I quit on myself, all those times that I quit on myself after I started and stopped, it's like you just get to this plateau, right? If you agree with me, you know what I'm talking about. I feel like if you've been here, you know what I'm talking about. You get to this plateau and then you self-sabotage. Every single time is always like this ceiling, and you hit it and then you just drop back. It's like you give up and you just stop, or you come up with some excuse, or you self-sabotage, you do something stupid. And you always self-sabotage, bring yourself down, and then you go on with this lifestyle of just talking shit to yourself, mentally, treating yourself like shit, eating fucking bunch of food that you shouldn't eat, drinking a bunch of alcohol that you shouldn't drink, just hanging around people that treat you like crap or no good for you, no good for your future, your dreams, they bash your dreams, everything like that. You know the deal. You know what I'm talking about. And this is what I want to emphasize. I know this background is going to change. I know my place will get bigger because I'm doing personal development every day. Just like I put in the time to develop myself physically and my physique is changing, I know that as I develop myself more mentally, learning more, reading more, applying what I learn, putting in those reps, like I put reps in with the weights, I put reps in with what I learn, right? You have to learn and then apply, right? So as I apply, I'm putting in those reps on top of reps, on sets, on days, on weeks, on months, right? So now, and then the background will change. So I know it'll change, and it'll change for you too. So no matter where you are in life, it starts right now. It starts today. If you want to change things, it all starts today. And you have to make that choice. You have to make that choice and quit the vices that you have, the drinking, the drugs, overeating crap food that's way too fatty. Because when you don't look good, when you don't like yourself physically, when you don't like yourself when you look in the mirror, you go on to treat yourself like crap. As you see yourself, you will treat yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you see yourself better, you will treat yourself better. It's just a natural flow. This is the natural law of the universe. This is the natural law of our conscience. And speaking of conscience, this is what happens when you're not living in conscience congruency. You're going to treat yourself like crap. You're going to drink more alcohol. You're going to do more drugs. You're going to be riddled with anger over situations that you don't like. And the only real reason you don't like the situation that you're in is because you put yourself there. You're really just angry at yourself. All right. Now, guys, look, if you need help to get started on this, I put together a guide. It's my 35 Savage Challenge. Okay. It's 35 Savage. Link is in the description. It's 35 days, gives you a step-by-step guide how you can change your mentality. All right, you're going to change your mentality over 35 days, step-by-step guide. You're going to change yourself mentally and physically over the next 35 days, and this is just the beginning, right? But I'm giving you a jump start. I'm giving it to you for free. Guide is in the description. Go ahead and click the link. Get started. If you have any questions, let me know. Put them down below. If you disagree with anything I say, I want to hear it. If you agree with me, which I think that you do, let me know in the description below. I want to hear your comments. All right. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.